Hola, hola a todos. Es tu prima favorita, Bobby. Welcome back to the Cousins Corner with me, Bobby, tu prima favorita. And I just like to talk. I am over here in my little corner for real, in mi esquina de primas. My little work nook, basically. If you follow me on TikTok and or Instagram, then you saw the little switcheroo I did with my living room and my workspace. Go check me out. Follow me, both of those, at Bob's the Builder. Anyways, that's not what I came here to talk about today. Today, I came to run my mouth for a little bit and follow up to the last video that I posted where I talked about the struggle of being desired but being unloved. Basically being lusted after, or having people like desire you but not necessarily really love you or pursue you or really genuinely want to get to know you, and how that can feel. Go watch the video. It's the last video on my channel. Please go watch that. But I wanted to follow that video up by just saying this thought here, and I think I made it pretty clear in the last video, but I just want to make sure that I do make it plain and clear that I mention other ways to find different, love and validation or affirmation, putting your time and energy in other places so you don't feel like you necessarily need it from love and from romance. But I want to make it clear that I am not one of those people that are saying that platonic friendships, platonic relationships replace what you get out of a romantic relationship. I do want to make that clear. While it can fulfill you in different ways, and in those platonic friendships can make you feel loved, can make you feel cherished, help you find more self-value within yourself, which you should be always working on, either whether you're in a relationship or not. That does not mean that the desire for romance is a bad thing. That does not mean that you should not desire romance. It doesn't mean that you have to be perfectly whole, healed, and all of that to deserve romance. And it definitely doesn't mean that platonic love can replace romance. So again, I just want to make sure that that is clear, and that is not what I'm saying. As a person who desires romance and to share that type of genuine romantic connection with someone, I know for a fact within myself that as much as I love my platonic friends, as much as I love my besties, as much as I love my primas, and we have a great time and they help me think through things and talk about things and get over things and realize things about myself, I don't sleep with my friends. I don't sleep with my besties, right? And not saying that I'm just looking for a romantic relationship for that, but I'm saying there's different dynamics there, right? There's different conversations that I'm going to have with my romantic partner than what I'm going to have with a platonic friend. And sometimes, we can talk about the same subjects, but it's just different. It's just different conversations. It's a different form of communication. There's a different form of intimacy that I'm going to share with a romantic partner than what I'm going to share with a platonic friend. So I am not one of those people who want to champion bandaging that desire by just go out there and make a whole bunch of friends and keep yourself busy and don't think about it. I do think that if you find yourself in a place where you are just so hyper focused on it that it gets to a point where it is making you feel down, where it is something that is just consuming your thoughts, it's consuming your actions to the point where you can't even go out somewhere without looking at every single man or woman or whatever it is that you date like, oh, could that be a potential? Could that be a potential? Could that be a potential? You shouldn't be doing that. Even with dating, like everybody that you date, everybody that you even have a connection with is not going to end up being your person. And that sucks, but it is the honest truth. And it is something that it's like, we don't really be wanting to hear that, because it's just like everybody should be a potential for me. Look at me. But at the same time, it's like, no, you don't want everybody to be to be a match. You got to weed some people out, because some people are locals. Yeah, just knowing that it is okay to feel those feelings. Your feelings are valid when you are sad about, not having a romantic partner or being single or whatever. Some people just don't desire to be single, and I think that is okay. And I feel like there's this huge push in society right now that kind of almost makes you feel bad for when you do want a relationship, right? And I'm not like hyper focused on it or like I have to have it now or whatever the case may be. Like I'm like, when it happens and that's great. but I'm also not going to push down the desire. And I found myself doing that. I found myself doing that when I first came to the realization that that was something that I wanted, because I have been listening to all of these, well, if that's what you're wanting or that's what you're focused on, that just means that you're not focusing on yourself enough. That means that you're not putting enough time and energy into yourself. That means that you're worried about the wrong things and you need to be more busy. You need to be doing this, blah, 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 whatever. And in some cases that can be true, but two things can be true at once. I could be needing to work on myself and to focus on myself more, but I am also valid in my feelings of wanting romance. There's nothing wrong with that, right? And I just hate that we kind of push this thing on people that if you're desiring it, then you're not doing enough work on yourself. And I think we know that there are plenty of us out here who have done the work, who have put in the work, who are still putting in the work to work on ourselves, to focus on our life, to live the best lives that we are. But that is not going to take away from the fact of this other thing that it is that we're desiring. And we shouldn't be made to feel bad about wanting that. And we shouldn't be pushed or have it shoved down our throat that you just need to spend more time with your friends and family, and that's where that love will come in. Because in some cases that is true, and in some cases that does suffice. But again, a romantic connection with someone and a platonic or a familial connection with somebody are different things, and they serve different purposes. Also, you don't have to be, you should be working towards it. You should be getting there. You should be there depending on who you are, how old you are, and how long you've been at work on yourself. But you don't have to be this perfect being to be worthy of a romantic partner. And I wish that we stop pushing that down people's throat. I'm not even trying to be like conceited or anything like that, but it's like, I know what I bring. I know what I come with. I know who I am, right? And so it's like to tell someone who has done so much work on themselves and who did hold that in their mind for so long that I have to be here at a certain place before I could even think about being partner or before I could even think about something serious. It's just like, don't tell me that when I've worked so hard to get to where I am, because I'm never going to stop elevating and I'm never going to stop working on becoming the next and the best version of myself. But every version of myself, every stage that I'm at deserves love. And if that's something that I desire, for you to tell me that I shouldn't be focused on that, it's going to come when it comes or whatever. And as true as that might be, it's also true and valid that I want this thing and I deserve it exactly where I am right now. But I don't want to go off necessarily on a tangent on this, but I did want to make it clear, just in case I didn't in my last video, that I'm not pushing for bandage the desire with platonic. My goal for that video was more so take it off of such a high pedestal, because again, romantic partnership is not the end all be all, right? It's not your, or shouldn't be like your life's goal or your only goal or whatever is to be in a relationship with somebody. So it was more so, you know, when you do find yourself feeling down about the fact that there are people who want you but not necessarily value that, you do need to find the value within yourself, so that when you come across those people and you see them for what they are up front, you're not necessarily disappointed. It's more like, that's fine, you just stay over there away from me, like that's fine. I value myself enough to know that if you're not coming in here really seeing me for who I am, I'm gonna keep moving. I'm going on to the next thing because I know what it is that I want. So it was more just like finding the value within yourself so that you can weed out. So when that romantic partner that you do seek, that romantic connection that you do seek comes along, you're open to it and you know what it looks like, because you know what it is that you desire. You know what it is that you value about yourself. You know what it is that you bring to other spaces, because your friends share with you how much they value you, the people within your community or the communities that you serve or the things that you do or whatever the case may be. You know what you bring to those spaces. So then when you are with someone who recognizes you for those things, you can recognize that they recognize you for that. And then also, don't be selfish, because relationships are not just about you. It's takes two to tango, or however many people you be dating, whatever, that ain't none of my business, neither here nor there. But being able to also see value within other people, because you see value within yourself, so you know how to recognize the certain qualities of other people that you value and that you admire and that you desire in a person that you desire to be partnered with. So yeah, that's all that I'm gonna say on that, because you know, tu prima favorita loves to talk, and I could just talk. So let me know what you think. Did you watch the last video? What were your thoughts on that? If you haven't watched it, go back and watch that. Leave a comment, and then comment below what you think on this one as well. So please also like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.